一松、
え、
俺なんかに。お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we're going to cover another anime line of the day. Today we'll be taking a line from the 19th episode of the show Osomatsu-san, the second season of this show. And our line, which you just heard in its Japanese form, is going to translate to something like, "It puts me at ease knowing you'll probably never end up happier than me in real life." So thanks for that.
一松、
え、
俺なんかに。お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
So this is a line, I don't know if you'll ever want to actually say this to anybody in real life, but we're gonna learn it just because it's funny and it'll teach us how to do basic comparisons in Japanese too, kind of, and a couple of other grammar patterns. So let's dissect this line to learn from it alongside find humor in it. So before we do that, of course, we're going to need to cover some vocabulary. We got a couple of basic vocabulary words that appear in this line. Let's just go through them just to make sure that we know them. So the first one is going to be the word shiawase, which is going to translate to happiness. It's a noun and yeah. Next up, we got the verb isshou, and this is going to translate to basically like a whole life. You can see that the kanji there is basically one, and then the second kanji is life. So one life, all through life, a lifetime, throughout one's whole existence, something along those lines. After that, we got a verb word here, a very common one, omou, which means to think or to feel. Definitely an important word that you should definitely learn if you don't already know it already. And we're gonna wrap up this vocabulary list with the word anshin, which is gonna translate to basically calm or relief, peace of mind. It's a noun, or it can be used as an adjective. We are going to use it as a verbal noun in this sentence, and with that said, let's jump into the sentence and see exactly that happening. So again, our line in Japanese, お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
一松、
え、
俺なんかに。お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
This is pretty darn casual speech. Let's jump into it and see how it's working, and we'll try to point out the parts that you probably shouldn't use in a real life conversation, of course, if you are even going to use this line. First up, we have omae, and this is just a way to say you. Pretty rude way to say it, unless you're talking to someone who you're really familiar with. In this context, of course, they're brothers, so kind of makes sense. We got the hard te there, just to basically mark you as the topic, basically. It's like similar to how the particle wa is used. Then we have the sa, which is a sentence ending particle, which is the kind of nuance that it adds there is just kind of like leaving it open-ended for you to continue the sentence, I suppose. So then there's an ellipse there, dot dot dot. So what we just covered isn't really essential to the line.
お前ってさ。
Next up, we have some actual grammatical stuff here. We have the tabun, which is an adverb that means basically probably. We have a grammar pattern here with the yori, and we're going to use the noun ore with it, which is the first person pronoun that means I. This is also a pretty common pronoun in anime, but you wouldn't really use it in real life unless you're talking really casually. So ore yori is going to be basically more than me. Yori is the basic grammar pattern to do basically comparisons, to say something's more than something else. And so what is it more? It is more shiawase, which is happiness. Not just shiawase though, shiawase ni naru koto. And this is the grammar pattern that is the ni naru grammar pattern, to mean to become whatever word you're using it with. In this case, of course, we're using shiawase. So shiawase ni naru is going to mean to become happy, and we're going to nominalize that whole action of becoming happy with the koto there. So it's like, instead of to become happy, it's becoming happy, and that's now a noun because we nominalized it, and we can mark it with something like the particle wa. And then we can continue on, and we have the adverb here, isshou, which is of course our second vocabulary word, which means basically throughout your whole lifetime or whatever. Then we're ending that clause with nai, which is just like the negative form of aru. So, 多分俺より幸せになることは一生ない is going to be probably won't become happier than me in life. Of course, it's referring to you because we had that whole omaeってさ at the beginning before the sentence started. And so yeah, you should see how everything's working here. There is a bit of a disorganization, I guess you could say, because the adverb isshou kind of appears in a tricky position there. But basically, we have the ore yori, which is more than me. We have the shiawase ni naru, which is become happy, and then that's nominalized by the koto, so becoming happy, and then we mark that as the topic because it's a noun now, and we say it's not by saying wanai. And then there's the adverb isshou, which makes it stresses it by saying in life or throughout the whole lifetime.
多分俺より幸せになることは一生ない。
So kind of like literally translated the statements like regarding you, more than me, becoming happy is not a thing throughout life. Of course, that sounds awkward, so in our natural translation, we flourish the wording there a lot more. But let's go through the rest of the line here before we reiterate that naturalization. So what we've covered so far, we are going to actually put that in a thought, as in I think blank, and the blank is where you put that. So to do that, we're going to mark everything with the to particle there. We see that appearing right after the nai, and then we put the verb omou. So to omou means I think. So everything we just said, 多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思う means basically I think that you won't end up or happier than me in real life, or I feel that way.
多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
So yeah, he's basically saying how he is pretty confident that that's going to happen by saying I think or I feel. And then we see that that's kind of emphasized even more so with the n after the omou, because that right there is the short form of the particle no, which is used to basically explain something. So yeah, if he's trying to add the nuance of explaining it, he's pretty confident in it. After that, we have just the copula da there, and then some more ending particles, yo, to add emphasis. And then the particle ne right there to do a kind of like rhetorical affirmation thing. That's the end of the sentence there. And then after that, we have a really simple one. It's just the verbal noun anshin suru. Like I said, anshin means basically relief or peace of mind. So we're using it as a verbal noun by plugging suru after it, which just means basically to be at peace of mind or to be relieved, or yeah. So anshin suru is just basically I'm relieved or puts me at ease. Then again, we have the sentence ending particle yo there just to kind of add emphasis. Then after that is just arigatou, which means thank you. So let's take everything we covered and combine it. So we have basically 4 sentences, but like half of them are kind of needless here. We'll include it anyways. Omaeってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ、ありがとう。
お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
And this translates to basically, hey, you, it puts me at ease knowing you'll probably never end up happier than me in life, so, you know, thanks for that. And so yeah, just to do a quick review of the grammar patterns that we encountered, there's a bunch of sentence ending particles here, the sa, the yo, the ne, and I think that's it actually, but still 3 is a decent amount. We had the yori grammar pattern to compare things, we had the ni naru grammar pattern to say to become something, we had the koto nominalizing a verb to make it, well, a noun. We have the to omou grammar pattern, which means to think or to feel something, and verbal noun, and yeah, that covers it. So yeah, even if you aren't gonna use this line in real life, telling people how their patheticness makes you feel better about your life, this is pretty easily modifiable to say other things that are similar in form, like, oh, I'm relieved that something else is happening, or you could reverse it and say, dang, you got your life so together that it makes me anxious. And with that, that's another line provided from the show Osomatsu-san. We'll see if this show continues to give us any other lines to cover with their hilarious antics.
一松、
俺なんかに。
お前ってさ、多分俺より幸せになることは一生ないと思うんだよね。安心するよ。ありがとう。
どうも。
Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.